Hello, it's me, Joey, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Tamron 28-75 f 2.8. Okay, so why Tamron? And Sony has good lenses, 24-70mm f 2.8 or maybe the f4, but those cost like about 2,000 USD and up. And I know full frame lenses are expensive, and people who want to do full frame business, who would already know that it's really an investment to go to full frame and to go to pro camera. But it's a good thing that Tamron decided to get into the full frame game for the Sony itself with this, because this one is 30% of the price of a similar Sony lens, which is the 24-70mm f 2.8, and even the 16-35 f 2.8 from Sony costs about roughly the same. So what makes this good? Is it as good? At 30% of the price of the Sony, is this something that we should expect to perform just as much? Let's find out. So we'll take this out of the box really quick. So let me just put it aside just in case anything falls. Okay, so you get some documentation. I'll put it on my lap so everybody can see. So you get your documentation, your warranty, and your manuals. You have your serial numbers and card, and I'm gonna hold it. So pretty much that's it. So inside it's just really the box. So let's take it out before we even go exploring the lens itself. Okay, so the box is pretty simple. It's white. It's pretty light. 3 years limited warranty. So this one retails for about 45,000 pesos. You can get it for cash around 41,000. So we got our unit at Carl's Buy and Sell, so CBNS. You can just search him around on Facebook. Carl Angelo Yap. He's a really good guy. So very easy to talk to. Deliveries on time also. So pretty good. So here are the specs of the box. You can just check it out. Okay. So I don't have the 24-70mm lens to compare, but this one is lighter and smaller than the Sony counterpart, which makes you wonder, the reason why FF lenses are big is because you need to put a lot of lenses or glass inside to make sure that the quality is really good. To get that f2.8, for APS-C it's equivalent to maybe about 16-18mm, about maybe f1.4 to 1.8, so it's very similar. So the weight is hefty itself. I believe it's about 600 grams. So let's make sure of that one. It's not written here, but let's double check that one. So I'll leave the answer down in the comment section below. So I'll give you a quick look of the Tamron lens. Okay, so cover, hood. Okay. So no frills. All you get is a zoom. That's it. No switch for AF to MF. Okay, it's designed in Japan, but I'm pretty sure it's not made in Japan. Okay, so let's put this on the Sony lens, just for you guys to be able to see. So we were just able to get this A7 Mark III just recently, and it's very hard to find. It's almost out of stock everywhere. So we were really lucky that Camera House had one stock in Robinson's Galleria. So shout out to Camera House in Robinson's Galleria for accommodating us and getting the stock from another branch, who apparently there was someone who didn't give their down payment despite waiting for 3 days, being reserved for 3 days. So this is the full frame lens. This is the full frame A7 Mark III of Sony. It's one of the best rated full frame cameras right now. So let's talk about it in a different video, but the purpose of today is to really test out the Tamron lens. Okay, so so up front you can see that it's, I think, about the same weight. So the body and the lens is about the same weight. There's a heft into it. One issue that I have with the A7 III, I just want to say, is that the grip is kind of small. It makes it hard to really balance the entire thing. So you'd really want to have to support it on the lens body itself. For cameras with bigger grips, I think it would have been easier to hold it. So let's remove the grip. So you have a... Okay, so I don't think I have battery right now, so I'm not able to test it, but thoughts about it. I'll just cut the video. I'll take charge, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts about it, and then maybe I'll give you a quick overview of the lens in itself and some initial thoughts and impressions. We'll do an in-depth review moving forward. Okay, so here's the Tamron lens as promised. Okay, so I'll give you a quick overview of the product before I do talk about it. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Alright, what I like about it and what I don't like about it. I think there's a bit of sharpness that I prefer on the edges of some of the photos that I took. I'm not sure it's just me or it's picky, or maybe I wasn't able to really get a focus on the entire area, but once you zoom in on a central subject, there's a little bit of sharpness that you lose around the edges, but it only happens about in the 28mm to 30mm range. For pretty much zoomed in pictures all the way to 75, actually, I don't see the same issue. I didn't notice that when I was able to try 24 to 70 in Sony's own shop, so I got to try that lens before I went for this one. So the reason why I went for the 28 to 75 is because of my initial impression and initial tests with the 24 to 70. The results are very similar. I mean, you do get faster autofocus when you do pair it with the G Master lens in itself, but this one keeps up quite as good. Okay, it's also much smaller and a little bit lighter. So Sony's 24 to 70mm is about 850 grams, so it's a bit heavy. It's about 20%, 30% heavier, and I think this one would just be more perfect for versatile shooting, and if you don't want to carry two lenses with you, I think this is the perfect lens to have with you outside. So it really captured really good bokeh shots. It was really good. There was nice blur around the edge of the subject. It was able to take it really well. I wasn't being given a hard time to really focus on the subject, but that's also thanks to Sony a7 Mark III super fast autofocus. You have 693 autofocus points, which is quite good. Okay, so I'll show you some of the pictures, so it's going to be quite blurred if I show you the screen in itself. So I'll just show you later on. But yeah, so far so good. This Tamron is quite worth it. I think it's good. It's bang for the buck for being 30% of the price. I think even if it was just only half of the price of the Sony 24 to 70mm f2.8, I think this would still be a really good lens. So given that it's only 30% of the price, I think it's a lens that everybody should look at. So another lens that I would suggest that you guys take if you're still considering a G Master lens is to get the 16 to 35 f2.8. So that one is for super really wide shots. So it's a niche one. So if you really like to take landscapes and good sceneries, you take that one, you pair it with this, so you get a really nice zoom. So final thoughts: one of the best camera lenses that you can get for your full frame journey. I think it's worth it. If you don't agree that the lenses should be more expensive than the camera, so the body is $115,995. The lens was $125, the Sony version, but this one is $45K. So that's 30% of the price plus this one. You get a really good deal. Okay, so I don't recommend getting the kit, which is 24 to 70, and it doesn't have a constant aperture. So if you're gonna take videos, the aperture might shift a little bit here and there. So you really won't have a good time or easy time grading your colors and making sure that they're stable, constant, and uniform. So with a constant lens f2.8, you really get those nice bokeh shots for focus video shots, focus product shots, close-ups, etc. And you do get that 75mm for more focused images. Okay, so that's my initial impressions. Stay tuned. I will take more videos and more photos with this one so that you can get a better idea of how this performs. So again, this is $45K. I was able to get it from Carl Angelo Yap. Look for him on Facebook. The body's $115K. Just visit Camera House every now and then. They will get you some stuff when it's available. So yeah, that's about it. Here's your final look.